Yeah, I'm Alan Richardson, president of Potomac Valley Brick and Supply Company, a company that's been in the Washington and Baltimore regions since 1976. Potomac Valley Brick started thinking about how masonry, brick construction in particular, fired clay brick, could be better used in sustainable, energy-efficient ways. We're just finishing up the judging right now. Again, we had an unbelievable amount of entries that came in from almost 60 countries, I believe, this year. So, you know, the reach has really gone beyond our expectations. What we hope and we can get out of this is the awareness of using brick as an option for looking at sustainable, energy-efficient designs in the future. Hopefully, it is considered more than just as a product to get lead points, and is a product that can be used on buildings in the future to answer many of the questions we have about how we build a sustainable society, a sustainable built environment, and that's what we hope we can get out of it, is just a continued awareness of our product as it continues to become part of the future of our society.
My name is Peter Doo, and I am a sustainability consultant with an architectural background, and I've been involved with Potomac Valley Brick and the BrickStainable Competition since its inception. I brought the idea to Alan in response to his interest in looking for ways to create a message for brick in the sustainability world as it's grown up around us, and to find a place for brick. One of the characteristics of brick is its ability to store energy. It's a heat sink, it's a battery, energy battery, and we used to design buildings with that in mind, but we've stopped doing that, and I could never figure out why, and certainly why now in this era of new, renewed interest and focus on sustainability, that these old ideas weren't coming back to us. And then to see if they, what people were thinking about in relationship to new technologies and new materials, what those combinations could bring in moving brick forward in providing an even greater contribution to energy performance. As far as going into the future, I think we can explore a couple of things. We can look at different building types and see how the strategies that we're familiarizing ourselves with are applied to different building types. But I would actually like to see the further development of some of these strategies and a greater understanding in the design community. One of the things we're very interested in doing is harvesting the information, the ideas that we get from the competition, and distilling them into a kind of handbook, as it were, for designers, so they can actually take these ideas and apply them to the buildings that they're designing for clients and for actual construction.
I'm Rob Busler. I'm assistant to Peter Doo on the oversight of the competition process for BrickStainable. I'm an architect of 30 years, mostly commercial work all over the world. Our intent was to mine a significant amount of data that was going to come out of the competition process. I think the ideas behind this competition as it relates to brick being a traditional and millennia-long building material, re-looking at itself and its applicability to our new challenges of design and construction, applies to every building material that we use today, and even those that we haven't even invented yet. So I think it's really the cutting edge, and I would hope that in the future there are a dozen different building material organizations that are sponsoring these type of competitions to explore how we can make those materials more functional in a sustainable building environment. Well, I think brick really qualifies as one of the best materials in relationship to that, being completely organic, being one of the oldest building materials still in use, and yet still being able to be revisited with new ideas and new applicability. Almost annually we look at new ideas in that regard. It's just a perfect opportunity, and I think brick Can't imagine this starting with glass or starting with steel, but I can imagine this type of concept starting with brick and then being the foundation or sponsor of a lot of other competitions.